In late 2011, a website started up. That website was called YouNow. Now, YouNow are asking me now what YouNow is now. Now I will tell you. When YouNow started, it was a new twist on the tried and true live broadcasting formula that you may have seen on websites such as Blog TV and Stickam. However, rather than each individual user having their own broadcasting area, YouNow was divided into different categories of rooms. The most easy comparison to make is to a chat room. The number of rooms was limited, but there was a fair range of different categories, so you could find something that suited you. However, YouNow's biggest selling point is that all the power over who was broadcasting in each room was given entirely to the viewers. When you clicked go live, you didn't really go live, you joined a queue of people waiting to go live. And the way you ended up going live was governed by the audience. The audience had two choices. They could either vote up or vote down the current broadcaster. Think of it as a combination of Blog TV and American Idol. The reason YouNow was so popular was because, unlike other broadcasting websites, your audience was already there. The audience from the previous broadcast would still be there when your broadcast started, and so there'd be an accumulative audience that would build up as time went on. The audience was also made up of other people waiting in the queue. I used to use YouNow a lot, probably too much if I'm honest. It was very easy to pour hours of your day away waiting in a queue just to go live. And then when you went live, there was no real time limit on how long you could potentially stay. It was all down to your popularity with the audience. But the thing that me and most people liked the most about YouNow was the ability to have almost one-to-one interaction with the people you were watching, and vice versa. Unlike a YouTube video, which is pre-prepared and then seen after the point, YouNow provided instant satisfaction. It also allowed you to meet a lot of people you might not necessarily come across, and the community spirit was fantastic. But why is this interesting? Why am I telling you this? Well, YouNow has undergone some changes over the years. Now, this isn't anything new. Websites constantly go through changes. Look at Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. They all have changes and we all rage about them and all get frustrated about them. But ultimately, these people know what they're doing and they're gonna make the website better. For the most part, the YouNow updates have been met with a sort of lukewarm reception, but they've all benefited the website in some way. But one update has, and excuse my language, fucked up the entire website. It removed the limited number of rooms, and it removed the queues. So what does this mean? Well, instead of rooms, there are now hashtags. Your broadcast has a designated hashtag that you can make up, or you can conform with one of the other ones. For example, if I want to broadcast in the guys room, I will hashtag my broadcast guys. But if I want to broadcast in my own self-titled room, such as George Machin is a genius, I can do that too. What then happens though, much like in a game of Risk, is you can spread yourself too thin. But you look in the sidebar now, there are countless hashtags for random broadcasts. Some of these broadcasters may be great, some may be crap. We don't know. There's too many to watch. This change alone wouldn't so much ruin the website. You could stick to the hashtags you know, stick to the same hashtags as friends, or if you know you're going to have a lot of viewers coming to you from another online website, such as Twitter or YouTube, you can publicize your own unique hashtag. But the bigger issue that raises its head is the fact that queues are gone. Rather than waiting in a queue, you are immediately allowed to go live. Broadcasters in a room are still arranged in a specific order. If you just join a room, you're going to be added to the bottom of the list. But what essentially happens is your broadcast starts and you have 0 viewers. The only way to get more, people to stumble across your broadcast. The only way to move up the queue is get likes on your video. They've done away with the dislike button. It's pretty self-explanatory. The problem is though, you can now broadcast indefinitely. Nothing's going to stop your broadcast. Nothing can, apart from a connection issue. So the motivation for doing well, which used to exist, which was you do well or you go, is gone. The other issue, of course, is as a broadcaster, I'm never going to see any other broadcasters if I only ever want to broadcast. The moment I click go live, I am live. I never get to see anyone else on the website, and I feel really cut off from the rest of the community. The website fostered such a great community in its opening years. They created a system that was unique and that worked. And now they've had to appeal to the masses. YouNow is not what it once was. It's something different. Is it bad now? I wouldn't exactly say that. I can understand wanting to make broadcasting more accessible to more people, to make people not have to wait in a line for 6 hours to broadcast, but were the YouNow developers aware of the knock-on effect this new system would have on people's ability to make friends and make connections, or even just see some cool people? It's quite sad that a format that seemed to work so well has turned into something so much less interesting than it started out as. I know the voice of one is not going to get through to many people in the long run. I just wanted to pay a little tribute to a website that I used to love and now has had a bit of a midlife crisis. It's not all bad though, because I managed to get this hoodie from YouNow for free.